As we know, control is a technique based on which we try to regulate the activities. So we try to regulate the activities or resources or behavior. So control is a must process where whenever there is a challenge which is happening in the organization, control is essential in order to separate the challenges. It is a continuous process whereby the main function what is done in control is it is as I told you, we did not wait till everything is set right. So when we try to check and control, we can know where there is a deviation, we can even rectify that deviation. So it is a technique or the factor of determining what has been done and what is to be done. So we try to measure the difference of standard. So we set a standard and find out whether the standard which has been set has been accomplished. So it is like evaluating the performance, and in case if there is any deviation, we have to find out the deviation and rectify the deviation. So control is essential in order to find out if there is any deviations. So it is like a task where we are ensuring that all the activities what has been produced or the result has been arrived at. So we try to find out the that is the result oriented, whether the task which we have completed is the task which we have already fixed. So we find out the difference if there is, then we need a control technique. So this is how the control is necessary. So this is one of the main function of management. In controlling, we talk about the controlling systems, or it helps into analyze the risk factor also. So it helps to decide. It is helping the planning process or organizing process or solving process or the coordination process. So control is a process whereby we try to check the activity what has been done in the organization in order to accomplish the result what has been already said. That is called as the accomplishment of the desired goals. Now we will talk about the definition or the meaning what has been given by Kunz and O'Donnell. So control is the management of accomplishment against the standards. So already as I mentioned, we set the standard. So what is the standard fixed? And when we reach at the standard, when we attain the same standard, then everything is fine. Suppose there is a deviation or corrections of deviation, then we have to assure and attainment of objective according to the plans. So what we have to achieve, what is our plan? And here we have to talk about what is called as control and why control is necessary. So control, as we know, it is a management function which is involving monitoring activities, and it is also ensuring that whatever result has been accomplished, whether it has been planned and corrected, and if there is any deviation, we find out why there is a deviation. So control is very, very important in order to find out the goals, to empower the goals, and to know the organization assets. So control is very, very important in order to set the goals. So what the employees are supposed to do and what is the goal to be achieved, that has been fixed. In order to empower, it is trying to provide information. As I told you, the control is a technique where we get lot of information and find out the feedback. We have to match both the information, what have been desired result has been analyzed, and the feedback. So the feedback what we get from employee enforcement will be minimizing the potential problems which may arise. So if there is any feedback and we find out something which is not according to the standard, then we can rectify it. So in that way we can probably solve the problems which could arise during the control process. As far as the organization assets is concerned, it tries to protect the organization assets like threats, natural disasters, or sometimes financial pressures, even scandals or workplace violence, or some disruptions with respect to logistics and supply management, security breaches. So even this is very, very important, so that when we have a control over the system or asset, we can rectify such mistakes which could arise of lapse. Then the principles of control is concerned, we have 5 main principles. The first one is the principle of reflection of plans. So principle of prevention, principle of future directed control, principle of efficiency of control, principle of organizational suitability, and principle of action. Why we have such principles is, as far as the control is concerned, we have to know how this particular process of principle has been analyzed. That is, it is a reflection of plans. As we know, we set the plan, we decide the goals, what is to be accomplished. So we set the plan, and whatever result we get, it is a reflection of plans what has been done. And it is also, as I told you, it tries to prevent the problems which could arise during the course of accomplishment the action. So any problem which is arising in the course of action of accomplishing the results can be prevented. And the principle of future directed control, as we know, control is a continuous process, so it does not stop over any place. It is a continuous process, so it's carried on throughout the accomplishment of the goals. Even future also, it is a future directed action, which is always a continuous process, which is always thinking about the future oriented thing. And the principle of efficiency of control, it's very important. You try to have a control, that is efficiency, how efficiently the control system is being implemented in an organization will bring out a better accomplishment of results, even minimum utilization of resources, or cost benefit analysis can be done. So these are the ways how do we find out the efficiency. Then principle of organizational suitability. So what type of control technique is essential for our organization? We have to fix the suitability based on the nature of the organization, whether it is a small organization or a big organization. So based on that, we have to have some control techniques, and whenever we decide a technique, it should be put into action. So it is a principle of action. Now the meaning of controlling, as we know, we have management control, where we managers, they assure that the resources whatever has been obtained are used effectively in order to accomplish the goals of the organization objective. Then regarding controlling, as we know, it is a process, it is a continuous process where we try to measure the performance. So we have set the goals and we try to find out the deviations if any. So we try to measure the performance. So if the performance, whatever result has been arrived at, and what is the fixed result, so we find out the difference, or we try to measure the performance. It is trying to ensure the objectives, whatever the objectives has been fixed are accomplished, or the objectives what are been fixed are with consistency with one another. So there is a link between two things, whether the accomplishment are done, that is with respect to consistency with one another throughout the organization. It is also helpful to maintain compliance with the rules and policies or regulations. So we have to find out whatever the rules and regulations has been set, whether that has been adhered or followed. Then it ensures that the overall directions of the individual and groups are consistent with short and long range plans. As we know, in planning, we decide the short range plans and long range plans. So whatever directions are being done, whether the individuals or groups are going with the short and long run plans which has been decided in process. The purpose of control. Why do we need control? So what is the necessity for having control? This is based on the a hierarchy. So first one is, it is, as I told you, it is helpful for planning process, organizing process, leading process, and controlling is a checking process. So how this management is involved in it? So in planning, we decide this, set the goals and directions and decide how that has to be done. In organizing, we are trying to bring back people and material resources together. And in leading, we know it is inspiring the people in order to utilize the resources in the best possible way. And in controlling, it is a measure where we check the plans are being followed, whether the actually planned results are being achieved, or if there is any deviation, why the deviation has arisen, and we find out some corrective action whenever there is a need. So this is the concept of controlling. So we have to find out where we are planned to go or planned to be, and how can we get on track again. So we try to fix the measurement, we find out the evaluation, and we find out the correction. So when there is a deviation, we have to set the corrections, what has to be done. This is the planning, and this is with respect to importance of planning. Why do we have planning? So as we know, planning is very, very important in order to motivate the employees to set the standards and make them understand the standards and achieve the standards. It is also ensuring discipline, that is, they have the rules and regulations, what has to be followed in order to ensure better controlling system. It is coordinating, as every department has their own system of maintaining controlling system, all the work are being coordinated. It is also a measurement of the performance. So in order, when they are doing the performance measurement, it is helpful to understand how to improve the performance. So the standards are set, and the way how do we attain the standards, or how can we improve our performance. And in controlling, as I told you, we have the plans, what is to be done, and already it has been set. So it is in minimizing the errors which could be happening in case of material management or money management or human resource management. So it is helpful in order to achieve organizational goals, and it is trying to judge the accuracy of standards. So the standards are already been set. How the standards set are attained. Sometimes we fix a very high standard which cannot be achieved. So we have to judge the accuracy of standards and utilizing the resources. As already told you, controlling is a very important technique which always looks into the efficient utilization of the all the resources involved in the management. Now, when we talk about importance, we also know how the particular operations are being done. Like, it is giving us a guidance to operations, how it has to be done. So this is like they are giving the organization the direction, how every effort in the organization should be measured, and it should be goal oriented. Regarding the flaws, if as I told you, errors minimizing, when we try to find out the flaws, if there is any, then the managers will be able to take a corrective measures in order to address those flaws. Even if there is any errors or flaws, we have to rectify it. So because that will not bring out a big gap. We call it as a lapse of gap. Like if there is a gap, means we have to bridge the gap. Why there is an error, and we have to rectify it. Then it, as I told you, employees are more important in an organization. As by motivating, it also improves the morale of the employee, because as there is a discipline in performance, there is a change in their performance, there is a discipline and behavioral change or attitude in their performance. So when we don't have control, what will happen? See, when there is no control, then the morale of the employees will be really low. And that will become a victimization of employees for that is they're becoming biased, and sometimes they will become the victims of the supervisors. So that is more important, and a good leader will try to inspire. So when we have a good control system, we'll have a good leader who knows the rules and regulations and the plans of the organization. So he will be able to inspire the employees. So when he is inspiring the employees, the best efforts are being accomplished and the goals are being set, and whatever performance is being done, it can be monitored. That is, monitoring and measuring can be done. So that is why they can go for efficient utilization of resources. And as we are talking about these resources, there are some control techniques which we'll be seeing in the next YouTube videos, where we have the zero-based budgeting system, standard costing, or ABC costing system. So all these are like they are giving minimum utilization of the resources, and maximum efficiency can be utilized, where we have the consequences, and it is trying to facilitate the coordination. So there is boundaries. So when each department has their own boundaries, they fix the a target, and it is being coordinated, and there is a rule for delegation. So when we talk about the existence of control mechanism, it is facilitating delegation. So what happens is, when we try to delegate, they try to make the responsibility of the supervisors or superiors in order to be delegated. So when there is a delegation, then the accountability and responsibility responsibility is fixed on the hands of the subordinates. Regarding the step, how it has been done for the process, we have step 1, establishing the standards. Step 2 refers to the measurement of actual performance. Step 3 is comparison of actual performance and performance with the standards, and step 4 is corrective action if there is a need. This is how the thing is. So as I told you, this is the steps involved in control process. It's very important, you have to understand this. So first we fix the standard. So how that particular standard is fixed? So we have some techniques where we fix the standards, and we also finalize the methods how the performance will be evaluated. So based on that, we fix the standard. We like to measure the performance. So based on the action what has been done by the employees, there is a performance appraisal system where we try to analyze the performance system, and whether the performance what has been done has been matching with the standard fixed, then well, it is all fine, and we give so we don't have nothing to do, so it is fine. Suppose the standards what has been fixed are not matching with the standards what has been done. So when we find out a lapse or deviations from the actual standard fixed and the real standard of measurement what has been done by the employee, then there is a problem. So we have to find out the problem, why there is a deviation. So we have to find out the cause for the deviation, and when we try to find out the cause for the deviation, we can re-evaluate the standards if the standards are very high for achieving, or suppose there is a standard is very good and the fixed standard is achievable. In that case, we have to find out why, what is the reason, whether the employee is not capable of doing it or some other factor is not able, making him not to attain the standards, then we have to take corrective action. So this is how we have to decide with the control. So this is also the same slide which is giving us more explanation for the process of control. So we have to set standards by which performance has to be measured, and then we measure the performance, then we try to compare the actual performance with the standards, and as I told you, we have to identify why there is a deviation. What is the reason for deviation? This is very important. If there is no deviation, then fine, we can continue, but sometimes we find out the deviation. So there is a lag between the set standard and the achieved standard. Then we have to determine the reasons for deviations, and we have to take the corrective actions if needed in order to set control as a proper measure for